Hello Blogineers, we're at the Plaza Hotel and Casino, and we're going to show you the fun things you can do in Las Vegas. Our first stop is the National Atomic Testing Museum. This map shows where the test site is for the bombs, and I chose this part of Nevada because it's far from civilization, so the effects of radiation won't damage a huge population. In 1954 was America's largest hydrogen bomb test, and instead of Nevada, they did it away from everyone in America in a place called Bikini Atoll. Now we're gonna watch a movie at the Ground Zero Theater. That show was pretty interesting. Basically, it was about the effects of radiation testing, and eventually they made a treaty that all nuclear testing from now on has to be done underground.
And also it was really loud and bad.
These are the locations of all the nuclear tests that have been conducted in the US. So a lot of them are in Nevada, well most of them are, and also Colorado, New Mexico. It's interesting how there's one all the way here on the east. This makes sense because probably no one lives in that part of Alaska. Ready? It's gonna explode or something. It's gonna explode.
I've seen a lot of atmosphere.
Oh no, it didn't. Don't twist your ankle. Brother's running away because he's terrified of the bombs and stuff. And after we watched the movie with the bombs exploding, by the way, the show was good. It's just that Brother didn't like seeing the bombs. So now he's scared to touch everything. It won't explode.
Are you sure?
These gadgets are used to measure radiation level. This is one of two pieces of the Berlin Wall in Las Vegas. The other one is in the men's restroom in one of the casinos. This was part of the World Trade Center in New York.
In the gift shop, if you look all the way up there, there's an alien.
That's probably one of the equations for the bombs. In the Area 51 theater, there's more facts about bombs. Lastly, we're going to check out the Atomic Lounge and Gallery. This part is not about bombs, it's about the evolution of technology. This is a calculator, telephone, huge camera, and movie player. And now technology is so portable, you can do all this on a small phone. And that is the National Atomic Testing Museum.
I didn't like it because I hate bombs because they go
I like how they have some interactive exhibits and also a lot of photo opportunities, such as with the bombs. There's stuff in the gift shop. If you're bringing little kids, just be careful of the movie because people like Brother would get terrified of the bomb and then just not enjoy the rest of the museum. But anyone older than his age, it's a great museum. And I recommend you check it out to learn about the history of nuclear weapons. It's something different from all those touristy neon lights in Vegas. On to the next stop. Our next stop is Lion Habitat Ranch in Henderson.
I have one emu feed, and I'm gonna feed it to the emu. Food emu.
Now they're feeding the lion close up to the screen so everyone can take photos. And this is probably the closest I've ever gotten to a lion. is a sulfur-crested cuckoo, and it's so loud. This is a military... Shut up. That bird was quite annoying. Oh. Hello, you're a good bird. This is a military macaw, and the fun fact is that they have a bone in their tongue. This lion is either Rocky or Bugsy. He's currently sleeping, but if he was awake, I'd be worried because they can spray urine 15 feet across walkways. I've been sprayed before by a leopard, and that was not fun. You can feed Ozzy the giraffe lettuce for a small fee. And now we're gonna watch him do a painting demonstration.
Our brush, I want to paint. Painting is one of Ozzy's favorite things to do. You want to take a bow? Thank you guys once again for coming.
And that is Ozzy's art painting. It's interesting how Ozzy demands to be paid with food every time he paints a stroke. And considering that it was a giraffe painting, which I've never seen before, that was a pretty good painting. What a life being a lion, eating $10,000 or $8,000 worth of food a year. And also, they don't have to really work to get the food. It's crazy that the volunteer is just feeding it with her hand. Apparently, as long as you don't stick fingers inside, the lion's teeth cannot get you. But it still looks terrifying. And that is the Lion Habitat Ranch.
My favorite part was when Ozzy was painting.
Actually, the giraffe was my favorite animal here. He did something really unique that I've never seen before. But also the lions were cool. They looked a little terrifying. And it's cool how close up we got to get to the lion compared to at zoos when they're like 20 feet away. Our next stop is FlyOver Las Vegas, and we got the double ride to watch both the Real Wild West and Iceland. Is the Real Wild West. This map shows all the filming locations from our flight, and we've been to a lot of them. For example, San Francisco, the Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, Great Sand Dunes. We were there just a few months ago.
My favorite part is when they shoot out the mist.
The 4D experience is cool because in a lot of other places where we do this, there's not so much mist or other elements like smell besides just the moving seat. But here you feel like you're actually in the location. And it's cool that they have a behind the scenes thing here where we found out that they spent 150 hours flying above these 10 states. And a lot of the locations we recognize, for example, the Durango and Silverton Railroad in Colorado, the Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Great Sand Dunes, where my favorite part was when the plane or whatever went upside down. Before the flyover experience, there were 2 pre-show videos in 2 different rooms, and you were not flying, but there was still great imagery, and I enjoyed that too. We got the combo ticket, so we'll be flying over Iceland next. It's time for the second ride, Iceland. And the reason why you're not seeing us on the actual ride is because filming is prohibited, but we'll talk to you about the ride afterward. And that was FlyOver Iceland.
My favorite part was the slide where there was a waterfall and the canoe went down the waterfall and flipped over.
And I liked all the parts where we got up close to the land or in canyons because it felt like we were moving really fast on the ride. And I like how it really feels like you're flying. You can speed up, slow down, turn, go forward, go back, and so on. I'm pretty sure that the Iceland ride is colder than the Wild West. And of course that's because Iceland is in the northern part of the world where it's usually cold. And these are all the locations that we saw. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but Reykjavik, or whatever that is, that's the capital of Iceland. And I think that's where the fireworks went off. That was also one of my favorite scenes. Brother, between the two rides, which one did you like better?
I like the Iceland one better because all the places were more beautiful and also it was a bit colder.
I like the real Wild West one a bit better just because all the locations were familiar to me and there was more diverse scenery with the ocean, the forest, the mountains. Well, you can see there were even salt flats. But I mean, the Iceland one was diverse too, so I guess my main reason for liking it is just the familiarity. So as you can see, Brother and I have different favorites, but we liked both of the rides.
And also
so we
his
recommend.
reason was a bit bad.
Hey, so we recommend you get the combo ticket. Off to the next attraction. Our last stop of the day is Meow.
Meow, wolf.
Right now we're inside the Omega Mart and we're gonna explore this place. First we're going to the Omega Access to get information.
Gameplay is going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete if you choose to complete the game. I'm going to hire you guys on. That boot card is going to have access to the gameplay, which is a story. So it's going to give you pieces of the story, some information. It's also going to give you access to your achievements.
We're now an Omega Mart employee, so we have this card that says boot here. What? Basically, we need to go around and boop the card. The products at Omega Mart are very unique. For example, this is a strawberry pretzel. These are apples. They're happy apples. And this is a Kentucky America berry. I would want to try this. If there's any item you can take off the shelf, you can buy them for real.
I'm gonna boot.
Welcome, employee. Right now we're in the factory. Whoa.
My hand is in his nose.
We basically somehow made a loop and we're going back down to the Omega Mart. And compared to the factory, this part is a lot more lit and feels happier. What happened to this one?
forget to buy these Meow socks for patrons. And if you want to be a patron, then click on the link up there or below. Now let's get a drink from the fridge.
We're gonna go down the wormhole, aka slide. And that's our experience at the Omega Mart Meow Wolf.
My favorite part was maybe the refrigerator. And also I like how you can buy the stuff that you can grab off the shelves.
And also the wormhole slide was cool. Brother wanted to ride a second time, but we didn't.
And also he doesn't know how to slide down.
I love how there's so many different rooms to explore, and you start off in this lit Omega Mart, then you can go to behind the scenes-ish to the factory where it's darker and there's more colorful lights, and there's so many secret passageways to discover and a great storyline too. As an Omega Mart employee, we have failed because we did the first 2 out of 3 sections. The first section was in the supermarket, the second was in the factory, and then the third was solving the case of the missing person, and we just decided not to finish because it's getting late. But you can definitely spend half a day maybe in there, and even after that you wouldn't have seen the whole place. It's huge. This is now one of my favorite places in Vegas. We highly recommend you check it out. That's it for the day. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Bye.
Bye.